Okay, so weekly profile review. So massive drop off on Tuesday. I was really anticipating one more run above some sort of buy side here. So Asia barely got its highs tested. I mean, super subtle. So Asia inside this daily fair value gap. So Asia got its highs touched here. Choppy move down, tags back into here, revisits massive push on 830. This is where I thought these relative equal highs would get hit one more time, and the logic why those should, or why I was anticipating they should get hit, was Friday's range high was right above there. So on this Asia range, I thought we're gonna see a sweep, take all of this relative buy side, all of this up here. Thought I was for sure going to get engaged, and then we'd tag back into the top of the new week gap and then make our reversal. Instead, we saw this order block get brushed, and then price just made a dumping pretty much for the rest of the day. Now Friday's low did get revisited here, and that was a pretty good PM session run. So that's this dotted line here. So lunch range makes a low, we get a slight touch below the sweep here. Thought we'd have gotten back above around this order block. That little doji candle though was obviously enticing as well, should have accounted for all of it, which would have given a nice entry with just about 6 handles on the stop, and that would have been a great dump. Or I could have looked at this old low, and once the lunch macro was done, we see price comes back up, touches a premium array, comes back below. So this on the entry with this on the stop would have been another one, 6.25 handles. So this one would be pretty decent at 6 flat. This one, a reasonable stop, probably 6.25. And then the targets would be this hourly fair value gap, which is where we ended. So a nice BPR right in here. Ended the day on 4 o'clock, closing it up. So the profiles that are left over, a lot of internal. We do have this sell side here. So if we're running this curve, we'll be looking at a sell side run there. I mean, we've been short term bullish on indices, but this is an aggressive drop. So what profiles are left over with these kind of drops? So there's 3, 1 bullish, 2 bearish. So my thinkings are we're probably going to see one of the bearish profiles, but let's talk through this. So when we start to work on Wednesday, the 3-day range, previous day's range, is going to be Monday's high and low. So this type of profile starts off with Monday being a higher day of the week. We drop all the way down on Tuesday. Wednesday makes a massive run up. So Wednesday won't necessarily get to the Monday high. So Monday's high could be like, say here. They won't necessarily get to the Monday high, but we get to something where Wednesday will then be able to fall below Tuesday. But it requires, or would then have a rally on Thursday. So if this becomes Wednesday's low, price could run back up into here. Tag into Monday's old low, stay bearish, drop below Tuesday's low, either take or defend that sell side, but then would challenge Tuesday's high, which would make this a doji week. The other version of this is where Tuesday makes this run lower and Wednesday just continues it. Now, excuse me, if Wednesday continues it and we take this sell side on Wednesday without engaging Monday, then we could still see a run up above Tuesday's high, only to see a massive run down on Friday to take this low. That's a lot of ground to cover. That's a lot of ground to cover. And we don't seem to be chopping around anymore the new week gap. I like this profile when we're kind of staying around the new week gap, but we've already kind of expanded below. The last one is where, again, Monday starts off high. We make a run down on Tuesday. We're going to retrace into this range, this new dealing range here. Let's assume this low is the new Tuesday low. So we'll run into this 50%, which takes us back to this order block. And then that order block will just see a reaction and we'll just continue to slide through to Friday. So let's say we get to this order block, we don't go above that high, we don't revisit Monday, we stay internal, and then we're gonna slide Thursday through Friday down to take this sell side. And I mean, that could make sense, right? I mean, you've got this massive displacement, which it looks like it was a nice OTE. Yeah, so OTE consolidation, chop, 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 chop. We drop off, finally coming out to that area from end of Friday into Sunday into Monday into Tuesday London. We don't take internal because we're basically already there. We do a massive drop off, and no, we're not gonna have external liquidity to engage external, right? Or more internal liquidity to engage external. We're simply gonna see an internal run, then an external run. So I'm favoring this profile. Least likely to be this profile, but I'll still watch if the sell side gets defended. And this one, I mean, it's a lot of ground to cover for Wednesday to dip below Tuesday, defend this sell side, run all the way back up to the new week gap, only for Thursday to then just dump all the way down through sell side. But we'll see.